Here we have Transformers Studio Series Rise of the Beasts Deluxe Class AIRAZOR, and this one's interesting. So taking a quick look at the packaging real quick, obviously on the front of the box we got AIRAZOR, Transformers Rise of the Beasts Studio Series, all that good stuff. On the side of the box we have AIRAZOR, on the other side of the box we have an up-close picture of AIRAZOR, and then on the top it says Transformers Rise of the Beasts. On the back of the box you get all your product images and all that good stuff. AIRAZOR in her Falcon mode, robot mode, 23-step conversion that includes a backdrop. Does anybody still use the backdrops to display their figure? I'm curious, let me know in the comment section below. But then it says big screen inspired, all that good stuff. And then the summary for the figure is that AIRAZOR leads the Autobots to the maximal layers. So there you have that. Then with the figure, obviously, we have the instruction manual, which I'm never going to be able to figure out what Hasbro's goal is behind these because they changed the color for this specific figure. I don't know why. This is literally a couple figures behind Studio Series Battle Trap, and his instructions were red, while AIRAZOR's are blue, so I don't know if the Maximals from the Studio Series lineup are going to have blue instructions, or what the deal is there. I don't know. I like these colors. I think they look really nice, and I prefer these over everything else Hasbro's given us over the past few years of having Studio Series, but yeah, it beats me. And here we have AIRAZOR in bird mode, and honestly, it looks really, really good, although this figure is based off of concept art, so while in bird mode, it's not as accurate as it could be, but then it does serve a major advantage within robot mode, which I'll get into here in a little bit. But taking a look at the head sculpt here, it is still nice, again, not as accurate as what we see in the movie, which is kind of unfortunate, but oh well. But I do like all the detail that it has been presented here. On the head sculpt, I like the silver on the beak and the green in the eyes and everything. Looks really, really nice. Then as we turn the figure around to the back, we can see we got all this mechanical detail on the wings. The green paint looks really, really nice. We got all this mechanical detail on the back. I do like all the spinal detailing. I think that looks really, really cool. The feathering here towards the back as well, and then get some more green paint. And then as we turn the figure around, we take a look at her feet, which have been done really nicely. Got a lot of nice mechanical detail, polished with some silver paint, which looks really, really good in my opinion. I really do like how that turned out. But overall, again, with this being based off of concept art, not as accurate as it could be, but still looks awesome. And our airborne friend actually has some good articulation. So starting off here at the head can look forward, can look downward, and then you do have rotation, which is really nice. And then you do have a articulated beak, which honestly really enhances poses, which is really, really nice. You have several joints here within the wing. You have one right here at the base, which allows you to get some flapping motion, and then you have another joint right here, which you can use, but you have to be careful because of this tab. But then you do have another joint right here, so you can kind of use these two in sync with each other. You just got to be careful when messing around. You don't want to break that tab. And then you do have another joint right here, and then you do have a hinge joint for the feathers. So there's some really nice poses you can kind of pull off. You know, truth be told, some of the poses you can pull off with the bird mode are just really cool looking.
Moving on to the transformation for this figure, the transformation itself is okay. It has been borrowed from a previous AIRAZOR mold, which I don't really mind. It still works here, and I think the product of the transformation works incredibly well.
I'm gonna be honest, this robot mode works extremely well. It's a shame we never got to see this in the movie, and I feel like it's wasted potential because this looks epic. Giving you a spinaroo of the figure here, we can kind of see it looks so cool. It has this very aerodynamic and like overall very unique presence to it. And it just looks fantastic. Again, really do like the way this thing has turned out. So let's go ahead and take a look at the details. The feet are really nicely detailed. You got the nice silver paint from the Falcon mode, which is really nice. Got the nice details here on the legs. You got some feather detailing. You got some internal wires, all that good stuff. Some nice silver there on the knee. Kind of help break all the coloring up there. And we can see you got some nice feather detailing there on the thighs as well as some more silver. And then you've got some nice sculpted in detail there on the lower torso. Then we take a look at the arms here. The right arm, we can see she's got a Maximal logo right there on her forearm, which looks really nice. And then you get these missiles on both arms, which are separate accessories. They're just on 5mm pegs, and they just tap onto the arms. You don't have to remove them for the transformation or anything, which is awesome to see. And then we got some nice details there on the shoulders. And then we get to the head sculpt. And the head sculpt is really, really nice. I really do like the way this turned out. I really do think this is a really well done and well realized rendition of the character. I really do like the mechanical detail. The silver on the face looks really nice as well, and I love the green eyes. And overall, I think the head sculpt looks really cool. I really would have liked to see that on the silver screen. Now, I gotta say, the articulation's pretty nice as well, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. For the head's a little bit lackluster. It's on a ball joint, but she can kind of look up, can sort of look down, and then it's got left to right movement, but it's all hindered due to the way it's sculpted. Then you get a ball joint there at the shoulder, which can move out. It does rotate, but it is a little bit hindered due to the way the backpack here is kind of set up, so there is that. You do have a bicep rotation, and then you do have about 90-degree elbow bend, and then you do have a joint for the transformation at the wrist, which is there. She does have waist rotation, but you've got to kind of move this whole assembly up and out of the way and kind of transform her chest to access it. So, I mean, it's there, but I mean, it is kind of limited, and you do have to kind of fiddle with the transformation a little bit. So there is that. The legs are pretty well articulated. You got forward movement in the legs, which very high kick, and then the legs can move backwards like so. You do get outward movement like so. You get a rotation right above the knee. You do have just a maxed out knee bend. There is no, a little over 90 is just to the max, which is really nice to see. It really helps with poses. And then you come around to the ankles and the lower part of the legs. You get a ball joint in the ankle itself, but then you do have a hinge right above that, which it's mainly for transformation, but you can use it to pull off some of the more dynamic poses. So overall, articulation's pretty good. The head's a little bit lackluster just due to the way it's made, but still, there are a lot of nice poses to be had. So there you have it, Studio Series AIRAZOR. You know, and I gotta say, for this having the disadvantage of being based around concept art, this is an absolute win. And truth be told, the whole concept art for the robot mode works really well in this figure's advantage because it kind of gives you the sense of behind the scenes feel for it, and it gives you something new and diverse that, again, we didn't see in the film. So with that being said, for those of you who want an extremely screen-accurate version of the character, this kind of does it for the most part. Again, Falcon mode definitely kind of misses the mark where the head sculpt is concerned, and that really was a vocal point because that was kind of the face of AIRAZOR in the movie, so that is something to take into consideration. But for me personally, if I'm to be entirely honest, the robot mode more than makes up for that because it is just such a fun figure to mess around with. It's super diverse. The posability, yeah, a little bit lackluster in some areas, especially where the head's concerned. Oh well, I really do have a lot of fun kind of posing this figure around because it is just such a well-articulated figure for the most part. For example, a running pose, this figure's got the base platform for it, and is standing up on her own. She is completely on her own. There's no figure stand, no wires, no nothing. So the figure's got, well, my copy's got some tolerance issues in the knees, but that's aside the point. Guys, that's all from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, be sure to leave a like, comment what you think of AIRAZOR down in the comments section below, and be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video from my channel. That's all from me, Champion Productions, signing off.